Welcome to the Fairy Wren Nest. It's Evie here. Today I'm pondering New Year energy. Do you ever ponder about New Year and what it is for you? Firstly, I want to wish you all Buen Camino. And if any of you are Spanish or speak Spanish, you will know what those beautiful words mean. And I wanted to share with you what they mean in this video as I was creating a little paper art collaging and what happened on that journey and the beautiful angelic and synchronicities that came about around the energies that I was bringing in to my art journal and my thoughts, and how those words Buen Camino, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and how they crossed my path. So while I ponder New Year energy, I have never really been one to have New Year's resolutions or New Year's goals, but I know a lot of you do, and I really love that. But I prefer to just perhaps call my ponderings like wishes or hoping for dreams come true and joy and happiness. I try to focus on that. And as I reflect over the year and prior years, I'm so nostalgic. So I love memories, particularly this time of year. So I bought myself a beautiful sunflower the other day, and it was actually New Year's Day. And it's so, it represents joy and happiness, doesn't it? I love flowers. We all love flowers, really. So also I wanted to do a little intro to this video, particularly because of the beautiful synchronicities and how the word Buen Camino came about, but also while setting up this video today on the 5th of January, I was gifted a beautiful little terrarium plant by a special someone who's come into our life recently. It was given to me for Christmas, and I thought I'd use it as a prop for this video. And you will see how such a really beautiful synchronicity has come about when I decided to go to an old journal and see what I was doing many years ago, an old diary, on the 5th of January when I was 13. So I'll show you that and how the energy of the terrarium actually came up in my very old journal. So that's why, I wanted to come on and do a little intro. I know I waffle and ramble, and I probably say terranium instead of terrarium. So I always muffle and waffle my words, and I love to ramble too. You know that. But I really wanted to wish you all a beautiful Buen Camino, both here on the physical plane and on your spiritual path as well. I think it's just such a beautiful combination of words to reflect on. And I share with you how I'm trusting my wings and I'm blooming for myself also this year. And I'm allowing myself and giving myself permission to just be, that it's okay not to have a map or a compass as I start out into the new year. And at my point where I am in my life, I'm going to allow myself the permission to say, look, it's okay to just be. I'm just being. And I'm happy with that, where I'm at in my life at the moment. I need to give myself permission to say that that's okay. I don't have to have big goals or big ambitions. So it's been a lovely reflection, and I'd love to hear any of your New Year ponderings and the energies you're bringing in and what you like to reflect on. You know, I'll always love to hear your stories. So thank you again for all your friendships. Wishing you a beautiful Buen Camino, and let's share this journey together. Welcome as always to the Fairy Wren Nest. So lovely to have you here, and I wish you all your dreams come true for the new year, filled with blessings, love, wishes, hope, and always again that your dreams come true. So I thought I would share with you and hope inspire you too to reflect on, rather than New Year's resolutions, which I really have never really reflected on, or goals or anything like that. Perhaps just finding some beautiful words around inspiring you for the new year. So I've got my art journal, and about a week before New Year's Day, I was collecting just pictures from old calendars, old magazines that I pick up from my neighbour or in an op shop, cost me next to nothing, or even in the letterbox, words and gift wrapping paper, and even things like the wrapper off this, one of my favourite chocolates. And I was putting it all together, and I'd like to share with you a little bit of the synchronicities that came about before completing this paper collage. This journal is very unique, like a scrapbook actually, from Kmart in Australia for $4. And I drew flowers in my hair and a fairy wren on my shoulder recently. And I've put it in here as like a introductory page of myself. This is my journal, and I framed it with some soft lace. So about a week before, with my preparations, I started to glue and begin the paper collaging ready for the new year. And I wanted the words yet to be trust your wings. I love birds and angels, so you'll know what that means if you know me. And I want it to be a year where I bloom for myself. Bloom for yourself. I love April Green. She's a beautiful poet. She wrote a book, and I'm going to share that later on with you in other videos. So that's the energy I'm concentrating on. Beautiful memories of bike riding, and I do love bike riding, so that's very significant to me. And I actually cut out the words, and I will glue those down. I'm just going to talk as I go. And I cut out the word journey. So I wanted to share with you some beautiful synchronicities leading up to making this. I'd already cut the words out, and I wanted to save all this for New Year, begin like the rest of the collaging and do a little video on it, Lent. And the word was journey because of the bike, and it's very symbolic. And on New Year's Eve, my husband and I were in the car. It was our wedding anniversary, and we were going somewhere special. And a van or a vehicle was in front of us. And on the vehicle, it had these words, Buen Camino. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I had no idea what those words meant. It had another word on there, had an Indian country. And I do have a special friend, Agatha, who I've shared that with, because I think it may be perhaps a message for her also. But I haven't put that country's name in it. I've just put these words. And when I found out what they meant, it means good journey, good road. It's a path, it's a journey, it's a good way. And it's Spanish, and it's some of the Spanish have that as a tradition of people in their lives. That's what they say, or travellers, good travels, good journey. And I thought that was so profound because I'd already cut the words out journey days before that. So I thought that was quite breathtaking, really. So I've stamped the words there, and I'm going to put the rose there, and I have a butterfly, so I'm going to stick the butterfly there. And I love this down here. I'll just move the camera a bit. And that's flowering gum wrapping paper. And I have flowering gums in my garden. And so I've just gathered things together. Like this is an old an old calendar, this rose. So I'm actually I'll quickly stick these down and just, want to spend a bit of time pondering the beautiful synchronicity of finding that word on the van or the vehicle that day, and me not knowing what the word meant until I got home and I actually Googled it. I thought it was just a lovely message to embrace for the year. So I thought I'd put that there. So I may not glue it all down for you on the video. I don't want to put you to sleep. But I found this refreshing the soul. So I thought that was beautiful. So I'll be sticking that there. So I'll just place the pieces of paper where I'm going to be gluing them, just so you get an idea. And this is just the little picture that came with the diamond painting I finished recently of an angel that I did. So I've got to put the angel there. And I'm going to put the butterfly here. So I pre-cut all these, as I said, but I really wanted to share that beautiful moment of finding that word and how I already cut the words out journey days before that. And I'm going to put my grandfather's brother's buried in France because he was in World War I, both of them were. So that's special meaning. I love, just the France memory, love. And this is a sticker, says dreams come true. I thought that was lovely for the new year. So that's basically how my art collaging, embracing the energy and the joyfulness for my new year. And I hope that gives you some ideas and the beautiful synchronicities around how important I feel it is to express yourself, as I have in my journals. I always say that. And I want to show you particularly why today that is special. I've gone back to a really old journal and I'll show you that. So while setting the ambience and the mood and pretty decorations for the video, I actually was gifted this beautiful terrarium from someone new that's come into our lives. And I was given that at Christmas time. I just think it's so beautiful, and I set the scene today. But going back to an old diary today, 5th of January, and I'm going back to when I was 13. So this is the diary that I speak of, the really old one. And Dad used to bring these home from work, unused diaries, and I would just write my own date in them and disregard the date of the pages. And this is one of the ones I hold dear to my heart. And on the 5th of January, when I was 13, I won't tell you the year, I'll show you what was in the journal. And here's the page for the 5th of January. I'll just zoom in there. I've covered up the year. And my words that I wrote, and on this page, just to keep a few things. It's quite personal, but it was just so lovely that I'd set the terrarium up that was gifted to me for this video. And I drew this when I was 13, And I'm just talking about random things in this page of the diary for this day. And I've drawn a terrarium, and oh my goodness, it looks almost the same. And here I'm talking about a prehistoric elephant, a mastodon. So just a little beautiful synchronicity, how the signs are just so subtle that come into our lives. I thought that was such a beautiful synchronicity about me setting up for today's video, and I was going to put that old diary away. I had it out for a few reasons, and my journey's moved. I'll glue those down later, but that's basically, just how I wanted to convey how I speak so much of art journaling or writing in journals, and we go back all these years. On the day of filming this, I've set up the I can't even pronounce terrarium, and you won't. Also, the card I got around the energy of when I did the paper collaging, and I was talking about trust your winds and Buen Camino and its meaning, I actually got this beautiful card. Trust, walk. Wow. And you can see all I said while I was shuffling. Trust your wings. Bloom for yourself. Buen Camino. And I love this because it talks of traveling through a labyrinth and trusting your journey, which is definitely what the energy of this collage is doing. So I thought that was truly symbolic and breathtaking, really. Yes, and as I mentioned, this is the card that came out. Trust, walk. Like walking is journeying. And how beautiful. It's a labyrinth. And there's an angel there and the birds. If any of you know me, I'm very much guided by angels and bird energy. So I love how that message came up around the energy of how I was feeling doing my paper collaging and reflecting. And such a beautiful card of reflection. And I just want to read you a little bit of what also happened. So this is the Tower of Transformation. I actually grabbed this from the kitchen table to put in the bookmarker for the card I got for the video, and I went and got this off the window ledge, and it wasn't till after I did that I decided to open up my old journal on the same day as filming this, just to see what I was doing all those years ago, and that I'd actually drawn the terrariums all those years ago in my journal. But I just want to leave this last pondering with you around this card. And I love this. Look, it says thank you. And it's like thanking the universe and thanking myself from that chocolate wrapper. So I know this is all over the place. I'm just hitting record as I usually do and just going with my thoughts. It's like a diary. And I really loved what it says about the Nine of Swords and this beautiful trusting the walk, especially here, particularly because now I'm not working at the moment and I'm enjoying just being, and I need to give myself permission for that. And if someone says, what did you do today? That it's okay to say, well, I didn't do much. I didn't do anything. I might have read, or I just sat outside. And I need to trust that. But I just want to read you this. Whatever the paradigm, when a major framework or structure in our lives drops away, we tend to feel lost for a while as we fumble along without a map or an orientation. This doesn't have to be a problem if you don't judge it or fall into fear. I love this bit. Remember, you're still someone, even when you don't know where, and you are still somewhere, even when you don't know where, and you are still someone, even when you don't know who. All you really need to do is stay present, and eventually things will become clear. In the meantime, don't let fear or the lack of a clear goal stop you. Continue with your life, your journey through the labyrinth. Now a trust walk. It is a trust walk because you aren't in control and can't see up ahead. You may use intuition and senses to feel your way along. Slowly you realize if you're paying attention, the next step always becomes obvious, although you have no idea where it will lead. All you can do is take one step at a time, trusting that it will take you where you need to go. And I just thought that summed up the beautiful energy around how I was journeying into the new year. And I hope it inspires you. I'd love to know if you're doing anything special, any journal writing, art, and what energies you're bringing in. And if you feel like I do, I know some of you do, you beautiful souls out there, don't have resolutions, that sometimes it's nice, just to be and have our wishes and our hopes and our dreams, and just be content with that, of dreaming and making wishes. So blessings all. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous day, and have the most beautiful new year with all your dreams come true. Take care. And here's the finished page of the paper collage I did. I've glued it all down.